What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sports Speaks on YouTube. I'm Sravan in Virginia, and I got Eric in Burlington and RJ repping the ATL. How we doing?
We
What's
good.
up,
We good.
guys?
Well, first and foremost, want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July weekend. We understand that most people were out on the lakes when it really wasn't safe, and we had other people partying and grilling. So, hey, it's your choice. So, all we can tell you is just be safe whenever you can. But obviously, I want to hear from you guys. Anything that you guys did?
I didn't do much. I just stayed inside. I'm not really a big 4th of July celebrator. I just stayed in and watched Breaking Bad. So
Working, man. Working at the liquor store, serving all you fucking drunks out there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think they got more to worry about than the drinks. But we begin today's video. By the way, before we go any further, why don't y'all hit that subscribe button because you know, we could use a little help. All right, well, enough of the yin yang. So let's get to the main point. So earlier this week, FedEx released a statement regarding the Washington Redskins name, saying they request they change the name. Now, 3 sponsors are attempting to pull themselves from sponsor the Redskins, close to about $640 million. One of them is Nike. As many people have seen, the Nike website has taken off the Redskins gear, and as a result, there's been calls to change the name. Now, Daniel Snyder did release a statement saying they're going to do a thorough investigation of the name, and most likely there will be a change. In addition, the Cleveland Indians manager Terry Francona, the same Francona who led our beloved Red Sox to a World Series title, is also up for a change. No word yet on whether Kansas City will rename from the Chiefs. That it appears to be unlikely. So, Eric, I'm going to start with you on this one. If the Redskins do change their name, what should it be, and why was this even an issue in the first place? Because I know we all know why it's an issue, but for our fans who don't understand, why was it an issue?
Well, I just want to start off by saying that I think the Redskins should change their name, and I've thought that they should have long before this time, long before this period of overcorrection and everything. As far as what they should change it to, I'm not the best person to ask because whatever the team name is, I feel like it should represent some part of your city, some part of your history, and I don't know enough about DC to offer a suggestion. However, and keep in mind, I think the Redskins should change their name. However, I have a problem with companies pulling their support, pulling their advertisement, and especially Nike taking Redskins gear off their website. Because look, Nike may do a lot of good things. They may have several charities I know nothing about. They might do a lot of good for the community. However, are we just going to forget that they run sweatshops in China? They run sweatshops overseas. I have a problem taking my moral authority from a company that literally runs on slave labor.
RJ, what you got?
that's a good point. Oh my God. Well, I just think it's very important to be educated on why the Redskins name is offensive to some people. I think that's very important. And I think I'm with Eric. I think that the Redskins name should have been changed a long time ago. And we're not the best people to say why it should be changed. And I talked to some people that they told me why it's offensive and all that stuff, especially with the Cleveland Indians. And, I think it should be changed. As far as what name it should be, I'm not the best at doing that. I don't know. I've seen some funny names on Instagram and YouTube and Snapchat and like what name it should be. One person said the Washington Renegades, and I don't know, but I do think it should be changed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slur. Like,
Yeah.
I think if you're going to have a professional sports team, you shouldn't have the name Skins in the name.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally referring to a group of people's skin color. And it's not even accurate.
Yeah.
I've never met a Native American person with literally red skin.
Yeah, it is offensive.
It's just, if I was a member of that community, I would be offended. Even as a member of the white community, I'm still offended. I mean, I kind of hate, the culture of, white guilt and feeling offended on behalf of other people, but I think it's important that we do change that name. Like I said, though, I just have a problem taking that order from companies that are doing terrible things to people elsewhere.
Yeah.
I understand that, and quite frankly, I've always said the name should not have been there. But I did have a name like could possibly work. The Griffins. And if you really think about it, the Griffin, does the name Gryffindor ring a bell to you boys?
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not talking about a lion here. I'm talking like an eagle. And the colors of the Gryffindor house are red and gold. There's kind of a burgundy and gold kind of thing in
It
D.
might be a little confusing though, because Robert Griffin III was probably the most name to come out of that franchise. So people are gonna think they named it after him, which honestly I have no problem with.
I mean, come on, like plus also you have a point there. Plus there is an eagle currently in the division, one that we are not too happy with, but it is what it is. Yeah, Eric, I understand that. Trust me, I still got our old buddy Shaq. He probably has that bad memory. 6'1" guard just got, But it is what it is. And back onto the subject there are sponsors pulling out. The Cleveland Indians, as we mentioned earlier, they might be considering changing their name. Now, in fairness to them, their uniform design did change. Instead of the Native American, they did say a big C. So that would not be considered a inappropriate thing. But if Cleveland did change their name, how long before you think they're going to change it? Because the Redskins said they plan on changing it before the season. How long before we see the Cleveland Indians possibly change their name?
You can take it, Eric.
I have no idea, man. I honestly haven't heard a lot about the Indians with their name recently, but I think you're going to see that they're probably next in line. I think it's important that, we kind of correct this. It always baffles me that they named their team the Indians, and that people call Native Americans Indians. Like, they're not Indians.
Yeah.
they're literally naming their teams after a mistake. Columbus sailed to America and he said, "This is India, right?" No. We're Americans, so this is not India.
My family's from.
You're not Indians.
Looking at
no.
Here.
Nah, you're Indians.
Like I always said, Spags, you continue to try and make us laugh, even people like me. But seriously, one question I do have is Kansas City Chiefs and Florida State Seminoles. Like, the Tomahawk chant that happens at those games.
I want to take this one.
RJ, you gotta say something about this. I don't think there should be.
All right.
I'm okay with Kansas City Chiefs, honestly.
All right. So the Braves, they have the Tomahawk Chop, and I've done some research on the Tomahawk Chop, and some people, what you're supposed to do when you're taking a team like a name and you want to use it, you're supposed to ask permission, and if you want to use especially a fight song like the Tomahawk Chop, apparently it was used in that type of culture and stuff, and they didn't ask them how they can use it. They just took it and ran with it, and there was a big controversy on whether or not in Atlanta whether or not the Braves should get rid of it, or I don't know if it was for Kansas City, but it was a big thing, and I don't know. I know that Redskins is offensive. I'm not familiar with the Tomahawk Chop, and I know it's used in games, and I don't know how it's offensive, but if there's a group of people that feel it's offensive, I think they should get rid of it because it's their culture, and we have to respect that as human beings, and I just think that that's what's best.
Certainly, and something to keep an eye on because with Madden coming out, I believe next month. If the Redskins do want to change their name, they're gonna have to let EA Sports know what their name is, uniform, and all that, so they can create it. Now, granted, the team's not changing their players significantly due to the pandemic. We don't know who's gonna make the team. this year, and that's an interesting storyline for a lot of teams to follow. Usually the undrafted free agents have an opportunity to prove themselves, but with this pandemic, it's going to be even harder for those kind of players to make a roster this year. You're going to have to the coach is going to have to take a few more risks on some players.
I feel bad for those undrafted players.
You never know. One undrafted free agent could end up being in your camp, and because of the pandemic, you end up letting him go. He goes on to some other team and winds up becoming a Pro Bowler. Now, that would be really painful because you wouldn't fairly have the opportunity to scout him, and, that's just how it is. But I do want to know from both of you is, we've been seeing the people out there in the world trying to ignore this pandemic, and now there's a good chance that following this particular weekend, the cases are going to spike up. So I want to know from your cities, has there been any major thing going on?
Yes, I can feel this. So I'll be honest, like a lot of Americans out there, when my state started handing out all these restrictions, I was annoyed like everybody else. I was like, oh, I can't go to the gym. I can't go out to eat. I can't hang out with my friends. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. But Massachusetts, we've been really strict on it. And a lot of, like I've seen a lot of other states, particularly the southern states, the states that have been lax about this from the beginning, they're the ones seeing a huge uptick in cases right now. However, Massachusetts, I believe it was just this week, we had our first day without any new cases. And we were either the first or one of the first states to have that. So, yeah, I was annoyed with all these restrictions when they came out, but in the long run, I guess hindsight is 2020. We were really doing the right thing by staying safe, staying home, and practicing social distancing. And I think a lot of people are going to look back and question how their states handled this pandemic.
RJ, what about Georgia?
Well, we know, I believe it was, it was at late April, Governor Kemp lifted it was either late April or early May, he lifted the stay-at-home order. He opened restaurants. Restaurants opened back up, and the funny thing is, when you go to I went to a fast food restaurant the other day, and they're only doing drive-ins. There's some restaurants that are only doing drive-ins, particularly Chick-fil-A, Cookout, but they're restaurants like La Perella and other ones that that don't have drive-in on that stuff, like the big time restaurants. You can sit in and eat, like it's a normal day. And barbershops have been opening. For me, my barber has to come into my house, and he just has to wear a mask and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any research on the cases. I don't think here it's spiked up like Florida has. But other than that, it's been kind of the same here in Georgia. It's just that gyms are opening, places are opening back up and stuff.
Virginia's been pretty lax, by the way, in terms of people actually listening. They've definitely closed down a lot of things. There are some, not going to mention any names here, but there are certainly some people I know in Norway that have been traveling to states such as North Carolina, which cases are ticking up quickly. We were actually supposed to go this week before the pandemic hit because of, my graduation from VCU. I was going to meet some family down there. And just, we weren't going to go any place. Let me be the first to say. The only thing we probably would have done is maybe order a pizza one night, just to, hang with aunt and uncle. We'd be at home, probably just be in our backyard, throwing a football around and, just sitting out there and talking. So nothing, at most it probably would have been about maybe 8 people, which is well within the distancing even beforehand. So it wouldn't have been too bad. But other than that, just Virginia's been very strict on it, and my hair's been growing, thankfully. But a barbershop though, serious note, though, some people who get in contact with those people, it's been one of the places where the cases did grow up, significantly. So the good news for me now is I hear Massachusetts is actually doing well. It's a good chance in January I'll be back at Boston University. I'm gonna have to take the semester from here home for you.
Yeah.
And then
Welcome.
move to Boston. So,
Oh, maybe.
so I'll be probably seeing Eric and Justin quite a bit. RJ, whenever you get a chance to move up there, you might as well pack your bags and move.
Mm-hmm.
You, Zach, and Tyler. Luckily, Tyler will be gone from New Mexico, the university in there. So those are our guys, Tyler, Zach, and Justin, who are not here tonight. But they've also said these issues are up there. But speaking of Florida, RJ, you mentioned teams are expected from the NBA to travel to Orlando later this week.
Yes.
And teams did close their practice facilities. We got the Clippers, we got the Lakers, we got the Bucks.
Bucks just did it today, yep. Or was it today or yesterday?
It was today. So, from what I understand. And so, fellas, I don't know. Does this bubble idea could end up backfiring? And the bubble
they said.
So.
Well, the thing is with the NBA, I mean, I want to see sports come back. I want to see baseball. I want to see basketball. I love my movies. I love my TV shows, but I'm getting tired of watching them every day. I need my sports too. I gotta have a balance in my life, but I do want people's health to be first. And I'm a little skeptical about this bubble idea for the NBA, especially in Florida. With the, I don't know what's going on, but there's cases with teams like the Bucks, Clippers. They close their facilities, and I know there's some players not being careful on Instagram and stuff. With like groups of crowds of people and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how it's working. They have to like stay in their hotel room for like until they have games and practicing. Go back there, get tested or whatever. Like, I guess they get food brought to them. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work, but it just sounds like a mess to me. I mean, if it works, I mean, go ahead. I mean, I don't care, but I don't know. It just sounds a little bit fishy to me.
Go ahead, Eric.
I honestly just think it's about personal choice. Like, if players are willing to risk it and they feel that they really want to play, they really want to make the money, I say let them go ahead and do it. Granted that they follow the proper, restrictions and everything like that. And you know what? Like, that's who you want to watch play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why we love March Madness so much is because, like, those guys are trying to impress. They're trying to make it to the next level after college, right? A lot of professional players, I'm not saying that they all don't work extremely hard, because they obviously do. But at the end of the day, they know that they're getting their paycheck, and win or lose, they're going to be okay, and their family's going to be okay. I think if guys aren't willing to risk it, like David Price, for example, he wasn't willing to risk his family's health. I think more power to you. That's your choice. I want to see the guys who are really willing to go out there and put it on the line, put their own health on the line. Let's give the guys who have nothing to lose a shot to play in front of all the cameras. That's what I would love to see more than professional sports. I'd love to see a tournament of college players who had their senior seasons taken away, undrafted free agents, guys that everybody forgot about, unsigned free agents. Let's put all those athletes on the center stage. Let's form a new league, and let's watch those guys play, because obviously they're going to be willing to risk their health. I mean, most of them, in order for a shot to make it. But let's actually watch some guys who have something to gain from all of this.
Certainly, that would be interesting. To see what happens if those kind of players, were to come together. Although, I'll be honest, losing March Madness this year was rough. I was supposed to cover it. Granted, VC was probably not going to be in it due to a letdown, but still our station was going to probably put the news out there. And, of course, I got my website, the SG3 Daily News. Go ahead and check it out, guys. Had all the games lined up about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 200 games maybe. Close, like around that, maybe between 100 and 200 around those games I would have written for the site. But, it is what it is. And I think all of us would have been on it as well. We would have been.
Yeah. And, so heartbroken when that was canceled.
That's definitely hurt a lot of people. And I think that with this pandemic and all this news, we found ourselves, even when we were not on the air. Most of you have been wondering where we were for the last few weeks. We've all been dealing with our own things. Plus, this pandemic did hit, our respective areas. Now, granted, none of us have it, but we have seen.
As far as we know.
I mean, we don't know. We all could have had it at some point. That's what I think. I mean, I don't know.
But we haven't, we've seen mostly people in our area get it. It's in the news every day. And a lot of it, I'm going to be straight up, it did come from people coming out in parties, albeit for a good cause of protesting.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Speaking of brutality, we've seen a lot of cases just pop up in the news. Like earlier today, we found a story of a young boy being taken down by 5 men in a van, similar to the Beltway sniper case in the early 2000s. You guys may not know about that, but it did rock the DMV, aka where I'm from. One of my friends did a story on a survivor of the Beltway snipers. And so my question to you two is this. Do you ever see an ending to this? Because clearly we want one, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
You talking about police brutality?
Yeah.
To be honest, no. Well, I think that we're moving forward with it, but we're not going to get the ending that we all hope and dream of and our vision of. It's going to take a while, but I think that we're close, and I think that we could get there. I'll say that. Do I think that it's going to end anytime soon? I don't know.
Eric, go ahead.
I want to see solutions, and that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people commenting about this are saying like, oh, police are the problem, the citizens are the problem, this is the problem, that's the problem. Okay, we all know what the problems are. What are the solutions? And as I addressed in my latest article, I think part of the solution is bringing cops and especially young civilians together. And I think part of the way you do that is by creating more programs that get those two groups together playing sports. Because sports, that they teach you hard work, they teach you respect, and they teach you discipline. And they all, obviously, they're going to create friendships as well.
Amen to that.
The problem is, like, a cop pulls over a young black man, they don't know each other. It's just the cop doesn't know if he's walking up on an absolute killer, and the citizen doesn't know if the cop walking up to his window is a killer or a racist or whatever. So why not just get to know each other? And why not get to know each other through sports? Cop walks up to your window and you don't think, oh, that's just a cop. That's the thing. Like back in the day, cops weren't that militarized, as we see a lot of that in today's society. They have to have all these special guns, all these armor, all this technology that's designed to spy on citizens. I'd rather take funding away from that and put it towards programs that bring the two together. Because, back in the day, it wasn't just a cop. It was Joe the cop. Joe the cop that caught you and your friends drinking in the woods, and instead of beating you or killing you or taking you to jail, he just brought you home to your parents and let them handle it. That's how it works back in the day. Nowadays, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're walking up on. So now, why don't we make it so that when you see a cop walking up to your window, you don't think, oh, that's just a cop. You think, oh, that's Joe the cop. Joe that coached my flag football team. And the cop's thinking, that's not just a random driver, that's Steve, who I used to coach as a kid. And you say, oh, hey, Steve, how you doing? Oh, how's your mom? How's the family doing? You guys doing all right? Yeah, I just pulled you over because you were speeding a little bit, but I'll let you off with a warning because I know you're a good kid, and you go on your way. People think the answer is to separate, to start their own states, to take up guns and to start fighting each other. No, it's time to come together. And you know what? I would rather spend more of my tax dollars on programs that go towards building good relationships between cops and kids rather than seeing innocent people getting gunned down every year in the media. Not even every year. It's happening every day, every week now. It's got to stop, and I think the answer is to come together, not to separate.
Same story, different name.
Yes, sir. And it's very disappointing. But finally tonight, a little bit of a happier note that kind of shook us all for a loop. A certain dude who goes the opposite of East announced that he's going for the presidency. Rapper Kanye West announced his political run, and I can see a little bit of chuckle on your faces. And trust me, when I saw that, I kind of thought to myself, he better not be swiftly backing out of this situation. No pun intended for music awards situation. But Eric, I don't know. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work or not?
I'll vote for Kanye. I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'm just saying I'll vote for him because I don't like either of my options in this upcoming election. I think they're both demented old bats who belong in a nursing home rather than the Oval Office. And so I'm searching. I've been searching desperately for a viable candidate to vote for, and I really can't find one other than a write-in candidate. You know, I don't want to go third party because it's kind of wasting a vote, but I think if Kanye actually put effort into this thing and actually tried to gather a movement around him, hell yeah, I'd vote for him. Our new national, our new national anthem would be like Stronger, Black Jesus, and everything, which is 1,000 times better than the Star Spangled Banner.
America.
Nobody would kneel for that anthem, I'm telling you.
All right, RJ, go ahead.
All right.
I can't take this, dude.
Let me just get this straight. Let me just put this out there. I have nothing against Kanye. I think he's a talented artist. He's one of the greatest musical artists of all time. Now, he's had some issues in the past, and we can debate that all night. I just think, I don't know, but if he actually put like a party and he had good points and good views, that's the only way I'll vote for him. But if he's just doing this, I mean, I don't know. But you know, it just proves my point that we're at a day and age that anybody can run for president and win. So, fuck it, who cares?
I'll say this. I don't know about Kanye, but if The Rock decided to run for president...
Oh, I'll vote for him.
I think a huge majority of the American public would vote for The Rock over Trump.
Yeah.
And I would, especially. But, like, I just want somebody who's different. You know, I want somebody... And I'll admit, this is the same attitude that got Trump into office. It's people being sick of having to choose between the lesser of two evils every 4 years. And so anybody who goes against that system, I'm with them.
So be it. We will be watching, there's no doubt. And frankly, with this, this being the year, this is the year of the election. We all know 2016, what it was. We're not going to go too far into it, but we will say that whatever does happen in 2020, sports speaks, we will be watching, and so should y'all. So for all of y'all watching out here, thanks so much. And
hold on.
Any last words, guys?
Can we discuss Cam Newton real quick? I don't know how we brushed.
We got a few minutes. We got a few minutes to go, so let's make it quick. Go ahead.
I have another question after the Cam Newton one. Well, just remind me.
Okay.
All right, so let's make it quick here. We got a few minutes here for these fans. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Eric.
A couple of days ago, my brother approached me and he said, "Are you Team Newton or Team Stidham?" I said, "I'm Team Patriots." And here's the thing. It doesn't matter who starts at QB. The Patriots are going to the playoffs. Okay? I don't care about the Bills. I don't care about the Dolphins. I don't care about the Jets. The Patriots are going to the playoffs, all right? Bottom line. Because no matter who starts at quarterback, each quarterback brings their own set of skills to the position. They bring their own abilities to the team. And it's all about how do you use your players' ability to help you win. That's what Belichick did with Tom for years. He said, Tom, he's not very mobile. He can't do this. He can't do that. So we're going to build a playbook around him and his abilities. And what was his strength? It was getting the ball out quick. And that's what they built their team around. Little screen passes and quick slants. And that's how they built a dynasty that's won 6 championships. I think Belichick takes Stidham. He's going to build a playbook that's going to allow him to succeed. He starts Newton. He's going to build a playbook around him that allows him to succeed. It doesn't matter who starts at quarterback, okay? And this is not me saying that Tom was just a system QB. Okay, I'm a firm
Glad we
believer
don't have Max Kellerman
that
on
is
here.
absolutely false. But it doesn't matter. Belichick and the Patriots are going to be okay no matter who is under center. All it depends is who does better in camp if they have a training camp.
Roger, your final thoughts on that?
It's been a weird offseason for me and the Patriots. I'm a big Patriots fan, and I've gone back and forth on what are they gonna look like in 2020? Are we gonna go with Stidham? Are we gonna go with somebody else? And I've said that they're not gonna make the playoffs. I mean, I don't know, but Belichick, he just keeps telling me, RJ, you better stop doubting me. You better stop. And and when we got Cam Newton, I was like, okay, I was like, I don't get it, but I'm okay with it. And it just proves that Belichick is he's still king. He's still Belichick. He's still got it. He's still the man that the Patriots are still the team to beat in the AFC East. It doesn't matter that Brady's gone. Brady's going to do his thing with the Bucks. Belichick is going to do his thing with the Pats. And I think with Cam Newton, I think it's cool that we got him. And it's not just that. He's going to bring, even if he doesn't start, he's going to bring swagger to the team. And I've always liked that when a team has swagger and they have confidence. And I think his level of confidence, and, he's trying to have a comeback story. And I am for that. And I just love how we got him. And he's going to, well, if we do have fans, he's going to fill the stadium. I remember the first game I thought of when we got him was the game in 2017 when week 4, when he came and showed out and destroyed our defense. And just imagine what he could do with Belichick.
Defense that year.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, that was terrible.
That was not a good Patriot defense, but he did. But
I know.
But in fairness to your point, you're right. He definitely showed out. Even with a great defense, I think he would have definitely showed out.
Just imagine what he could do with Josh McDaniels and Belichick, who's never had a mobile quarterback as far as I know. And I'm sure Belichick is
No. When Belichick took over, it was Bledsoe, Michael Bishop, and John Freeze, I think, and then you had Rohan Davey, who was like Tom Brady, big, tall player from LSU at the time.
Yeah, I'm talking like Cam Newton's caliber, though.
Like Cam Newton's caliber.
Like,
yeah.
in this generation, Belichick is never, he hates going against mobile quarterbacks. And now that he has one, just imagine.
Combat them.
And that's the thing, I feel like when Belichick drafted Stidham, I feel like he was looking for a quarterback who most closely mirrored Tom Brady. And if you go back and you watch Stidham's limited footage, you see a lot of Tom Brady in him. I sent you guys that clip, that preseason game against the Lions. He takes a snap, he looks off the linebacker, he gets the linebacker to move, and then once he does that, he throws an accurate drag route for a first down. That's like an ultimate Brady move right there. Now, Cam is kind of different. He's a guy that can use his skills, use his athleticism, use his speed a little bit. I think Belichick, if he starts Newton, he's going to experiment a lot. Will that experiment work out? I don't know, because Belichick's never really had a quarterback like Newton before. But he's also never had a quarterback like Stidham, because as much as he mirrors Tom Brady, he's not Tom Brady. So I cannot wait to see who's going to start and how they're going to build their playbook around them, because that's exactly what they're going to do.
Great points. And we're going to see what happens. This 2020 season, whether it happens or not, we're going to find out what really is going on. But once again, thanks, guys, for tuning in tonight. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at sports_speaks. You'll find us all on Instagram. Just look us up. We'll be up there. And first and foremost, please stay safe. Make sure to practice social distancing. Wash those hands. And be appreciated.
Stay at home.
Be appreciated with your families right now. So for Tyler, Justin, Zach, this is RJ, Eric, and Sravan saying so long, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.